very easily to that record. All right, and that'll be in the, where those approval options are. We'll see that. You just change it in the drop downs. Okay. For now, I'll leave it. Buyer and phone number again, optional. Okay. I'm going to say Houston, second radio test. Okay. Naming whatever I need, as descriptive as you need to be. I'm going to set my dates, Monday to Sunday. Monday, October. Let's do a couple of them. Let's do 2 months for that. Demos, I can change this. If I do not put anything in, adults 25-54 is what the default will be. Okay. Opening schedule, if I'm reusing one I've already created for another advertiser. Otherwise, I am launching radio. Before I do this, everybody okay here? Potential, you started with an asterisk. Otherwise, finding that record, agency and advertiser for local direct will be the same in each field. Okay? Launching radio. One thing's coming up, I know that it's trying to resize with the laptops versus your big monitor. I completely get it. Trust me, I have 2 monitors that work and I use this as my third. So that's my happy triangle for that. You can move this around, okay? Also, if this happens where the calendar is off to the side, hover just past the vertical scroll. Notice my mouse is changing to that double black arrow. Hold down and drag it back across. That is your calendar for there. Also, these sections, move them around. And it's okay if they overlap. It's fine. I can move that as far over as I want to go. I can move that over as far as I want to go. All right. Still have the horizontal scrolls at the bottom. So I know it's a little bit challenging to work with big monitor and then coming down to a small laptop screen. I get it. Totally. All right. Now, let's set it up. Double clicking my survey. When it comes up. There we go. Okay.
Quick question on that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I remember yesterday when I was working with you on an avail for TV, when I did a double click in that, you said, well, you shouldn't have done it in there.
For TV.
For TV.
For
Is
TV.
it different for radio?
Correct. Correct. For radio, you have to go in there. For those. Okay?
That's right, there's another screen.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do an average of, let's say, June 18, May 18, and April 18. Okay, I'm holding down Control. They do have to agree with the geography and the profile. So if it's MSA and profile of general market, they have to otherwise be all those same names. That was it. Sorry about that. They have to agree.
Do the average, you're saying they
Who is that?
Correct. So you can't mix general market and Hispanic.
What's the question? Hispanic rating.
How do you
Hispanic rating is different from the enhanced Hispanic
All right.
and Hispanic tax scan.
And then what's that? An average. If I
Hispanic?
select Hispanic, anything will show me an error?
You understand what I'm asking, right?
No, it won't give you an
Yeah.
error, it just won't let you go. You just have to choose Hispanic all the way across.
Or
Or
non,
or
or
not
non.
all the way across. You can't mix the general market or Hispanic. Yeah.
Cross. Which stop me from doing that is
Hey,
the
Mike.
average button will not light up.
Correct. Correct. You won't be given an option. Okay, question?
Yes, Mike. In TAPSCAN, you used to have a normal book, then you had an enhanced number, basically an enhanced Hispanic number. Is that the same thing as the Hispanic book here or not?
I never heard of an enhanced. It's just
Well,
a regular.
remember when you
number.
used to
It's
do
not,
the
yeah, but it's
the
not
enhanced
enhanced.
number?
It's not enhanced.
It's not enhanced, just Hispanic.
It's Spanish numbers.
Yeah, it's not
It's not
enhanced.
enhanced.
It's not
Hispanic.
enhanced.
No.
It's just either or.
Right.
General or
Using
Hispanic.
the poke.
Okay.
The numbers are Spanish numbers.
What was the enhanced thing?
In poke, in poke.
Moving on.
It's okay, all right.
There's no enhancement Spanish.
Okay, so,
In the TAPSCAN?
So once I choose my books, the average button lights up for me. I click average, bring it down to my active list. All right. Let that apply. I would suggest day parts and then station.
This is just a review.
Yeah, exactly. All right. For now. For that, all right. I'm just choosing my 3-day parts at the top here. Bringing that over to my active list and clicking OK. And then I'm going to choose my stations. Double click. Okay. All right. Go. Okay. I'll stick with 2. Here's the next question. Yes, I have 60s. I want to change those to 30s. Or maybe I want to have a mixture. Absolutely. I can change every one of these at the same time. Click, hold down my mouse key, and type in 30 and hit enter.
How do you add another day part?
Yep. Great question. We're
Just,
getting there.
let's
Okay.
say just on comma.
We're getting
Instead
there.
of-
So.
Because your rate is gonna change.
Because rate has
So-
changed, you have to change
So
the setting.
when you select your station, right after you select, because it's gonna give you 2 sets of rates, correct?
If that's what you want. Right now, I'm just looking at 30s, and then for KLTN, I'm looking at 60s. Okay? Other situations. Do you also want to look at 30s and 60s, or 30s and 50s?
30s and 50s.
Perfectly fine. If you want to look at them from all 3 lines, highlight them, and right up here is duplicate.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I see.
Love that.
All right.
Okay?
And then change the.
And then
And
change
then
your
change.
rate.
So now I can,
Yeah.
hang on, stay with me guys, stay with me, okay? So now I can come in and say, now I've got 6A to 10A for 30s, and this one, I want to make that 60. It will then look at the rate card for your 30s, for your 60s, for your 15s, for your 10s, whatever, to prick those things.
That's
How
right
did you
for
do it
rate.
again? How did you do it?
So-
A little crossy thing.
So I take my line, so 10A3P, right up
Okay.
to the top,
Got it.
insert duplicate.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Love
there's
that.
one scenario.
Love
The
that.
next scenario, I have a custom day part. The system will allow you to do it. I'm not gonna guarantee that you're gonna pull a rate in for it, because it's looking for a match of some sort in the rate card.
Follow you, Mike? So if
Okay,
you wanted to put a 6A7P.
correct. So let's say
6, 8, 7.
I'm gonna insert just a blank one before this, so that I can just type it in. Monday through Friday, 6A7A, hit enter, and there's my day part.
Look at that.
7 p.
Or whatever.
Or even 7P, okay, let's make it extremely broad. Sure, you got it. All right, and we'll leave it at, let's say this is 15 seconds.
Oh, good. You can even change it in the back.
Absolutely. Now, again, the rate card is going to try to find a match with that. If it doesn't, it's just gonna be a 0 rate, and you just type in the rate.
Excellent.
That's all you need to do.
Okay.
All right?
Gotcha.
I always go back to Zapscan, but sometimes, or something that you could do over there as well, it was like, for instance, I have this schedule already here, and I want to do a duplicate of this schedule. I don't know how to describe
They
it.
used to have copy flight is what he's talking about. Copy and flight.
Clone, it says
Well,
clone.
yeah, but you're not gonna need
Yeah.
to do that on.
Oh, you mean for adding spots?
No, just.
For scheduling?
Like cloning the schedule. Let's say you don't have KLTN and you just have the KAMA schedule. And you want to clone that schedule into KLTN.
Then build KAMA and duplicate the whole thing. Or, once you have it, like we did with the day parts, we included the day parts first. Double click on your station, add your station, and then anything you have under here will be copied to the other station.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay, great.
So yes, if you do have one that you want to build out and say, all right, I've got it for this one station, I now want to add, build it for that one,
Mm-hmm.
double click on your station, add your second one, it will duplicate anything that you've done on the first one.
Thank you.
Gotcha, okay. Gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do a combination down here. I'm gonna
Okay, so
insert-
now how do you change the rate when you change?
I haven't done any rate yet. No rate yet. Okay, I'm just changing, right now, I just changed the unit
The last thing you
duration
do.
for that, all
So
right?
should you still wait and, like, if you do what Adam was just talking about, should you do that still before we add in the actual rates? Or will
I
it?
probably would, only because the rates will be different, and I wanna talk about that as well, okay? Before I bring in the rates, there's a few, not caveats, but nuances with the rates, okay? Right now, I have a blank slate. When I go in to refresh the rates, it's going to look at the rate card, try to make a match, and give me a rate if it's available in my unit dollar. I'm gonna add in a test line down here, and I wanna show you what happens if I say I want 15s here, but I'm thinking the rate's gonna be $150. What's gonna happen on this line is it will not overwrite what I typed in, but it will show me the relationship of that rate that you typed in to the rate card. 95%, 10%, whatever it is, based on what the rate card is. And I will show you that, okay? So there's the nuances between those two things. If you type in a rate, it will not overwrite it. It will show you the relationship of where you are with the rate card.
Wow.
So I'm going to go refresh rates. I have a big mixture here. All right, we're going to see if it's going to pull anything for this very broad rotator. All right, we're going to Houston. Click OK. And there we are. So my $150 rate is 176% of rate card. I don't think she's going to reject that. I have a feeling. Okay?
You put $150.
Now, my rotator indeed did not bring in a dollar amount because it didn't really find a match. So you, no, it's not going to give you an average.
No, I say we should just.
Oh, right. So in that case, you type in the rate. That's all. So we can say that was
You
going to be
would have
200.
typed, $50 on that original 150. What would it override it on that?
No. If you
Never.
type in a rate, it will not
Never.
override it. It will give you the relationship of what it is to the rate card.
Correct. Okay.
But it will not override it.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Oh, I love what this is.
Perfect.
Oh, so this answers my question. So if some, even though it doesn't highlight the changes, it kind of tells you. It tells
For
us.
radius.
Yeah, it does. Totally. Yeah.
So how does it do
You know where
this?
you're at.
So if I wanted to change that dollar sign, if I was like,
I
oh,
would
I'm gonna
change
put that,
it.
instead of 150, the relationship is $50. Now, does it just give me another line showing me the difference, or what is it?
It just tells you now it's
That's
zero
what I
13.
That's
Yeah.
what I want.
If you rate.
But it's not. That's what I'm telling you.
So $100 is 118%.
Put $30.
So, okay.
So it's 30. It's 35%.
Uh-huh.
So
So that's a
You're at
Okay.
35% of your rate, whereas before you were 18 points above your rate card.
No, that's not.
Is that what you're asking? Okay.
This is.
All right.
What if the RV
It's not coming up.
If it's not, then it couldn't find a match, you just have to type in the number. Okay? So I made that one a really broad rotator. So in the rate card, it's going, I can't find a suitable match for that. So I just return 0.
Understood.
If you wanted to be funny, you could actually return it at 99,999. You can set that. Oh, absolutely. All right, so if it cannot find a match, a suitable match,
Better
it will
watch
just,
that.
it'll return 0 and you have to type in the rate. Okay, so it has no basis of relationship with the rate card. Did all of that make sense? Are we good
I
with
would
those?
agree with your 99 whatever. You know what, it's easy to like, it's, you know,
Sure.
that $0.
Sure.
I'm gonna have she'll check it and prove it.
Okay?
You'll
So
mess it up.
the factors by which the 60s and the 30s and the 15s are calculated are set by Marie when she does the importing of the rate card.
We're not there yet.
Okay?
Oh.
What are we doing?
I have
Did you type something in? Or did you just?
No, I'm typing exactly what he typed, but I don't have a percentage, it's not showing my percentage of the rate here.
Did you put it, put in the rate?
You might have to scroll over to see
You
it.
know,
It just raised my whole left-hand section.
Okay.
Yeah, it is simple.
This is it, how did I do that?
Okay.
It did that to me one time, I forgot to scroll down here.
Okay, so let's move on, guys. So, all right. So
That was weird.
now that I have this, there's other things that I can do in here. We mentioned the rates by week. Okay, I can enable the rates by week. Absolutely. Make this a little larger if you need to. And still update anything in here if you need to. Other options in here, maybe there's a week or weeks you need to hiatus. Okay. Double clicking on any column header for the calendar. Let me put this down, make it easier. For that, I can hide any week that I need to, or weeks. So if you do have that situation. Okay. Also, I do, excuse me. I mentioned before I can use the unit per week to schedule, or I can plot over here. Alrighty. Good for that. Alright, so bringing in the rates, we then typed one in so that we see the relationship of what it was to the rate card. Also, I don't know if you noticed or not, but you can just type it in here. The percentage automatically updates for you right here. Okay, but it is a combination of those three. Here's the thing with that. The rate card dollar and the rate card percentage do not go over to the buyer in the XML.
Do they go over to the manager?
Don't remember it. Don't remember off the top of my head. Don't think so. My
Now, like, if I change the percentage, will not change the price, correct? Like, if I say I wanna be like a 50% of
We know
the
better.
record, it will not change it.
Well,
Oh,
some
yeah.
of us, yeah.
For those. Just brought up a good point. You can change the percentage to change the rate as well.
Perfect, so if you make it 30, 70%.
Right, especially with a 687P that didn't have a rating,
Because the
right.
rate card will automatically pull in your 30%.
So you have to keep putting the rate card up, right?
Refresh.
Refresh. Mine
No.
didn't change, let me check it again.
No, you said in case that it spread that it will show up the price. For
Yeah,
example, I want to be
mine
at
wasn't.
50% of the price.
Oh, for the one that you manually entered, no. No. Right, because that's only your relationship if it found a match in the rate card. Right. Only the relationship with the rate card. Yeah, if it's that broad rotator in there, the rate card is not encompassing that. Like it's not even for those, okay?
You're not supposed to.
We're all good with the rates.
When I change, when I change mine,
Okay.
when I put mine at the rate, I had to the rate cut.
Alrighty, so, we've got that. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, I just want to let you know too, that you do have an automatic backup if you'd like to set that.
Yes.
Utilities, backup options. Now, if you did set this for TV yesterday, this will still be there for you. You do not have to do this again.
Los viernes son tropicales.
Checkbox, and however often you'd like it to set.
Okay.
The quick
Do that
save.
again, what was it? Okay, backup options. I
Is
got
that
it.
for your whole settings,
Yes.
for everything that?
I did that.
Everything that you have.
Oh, for that specific transaction or for?
For
Okay,
each
what
one.
is it?
This is.
Under allow, auto backup campaign, pick them out.
And then auto backup, and then however many minutes. for that. The quick save,
Oh, less than 30.
okay? The quick save is the little disc right here. It's just that quick.
That's what I.
So right up here at the top.
Top left.
Okay, got it.
But
If you need to put this out,
I would cry.
okay? If you need to share this, yes.
Should we make that, I know it's a silly question, but should we make it like 5 minutes, every 5 minutes, just in case?
I did
That's
5
what
minutes.
that's what I did.
I did
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
We're traumatized.
Do it every week.
Yeah.
But you always able.
Utilities.
Every 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Alrighty?
It's a little obsessive.
If you're, okay, come on guys. If you're going out of town on
like putting
vacation,
it in.
you might need someone to look at this and you want to save it where they can access it. We still have shared folders. That is File, Save As, and you will get this in documentation as well. Save As. Over here, I'm double clicking on view 32 and the share folder is here. Double click and then head on down to Houston. Double click. Right now, it is all people have access to this folder in your market, okay? So right now, it is not to a specific person.
Question, if I already have an existing proposal that I did 3 weeks ago, and I'm going on vacation next week, can I go ahead and duplicate this or save this
So do a
as
file,
a-
save as, and save it.
And it will be in both?
Yeah, it will be in both. Exactly. Okay, so that's if you need to, leave it with someone, say, hey, I might need you to do something with that. Leave it in the share folder, and they can go in the share folder and pull it up for you. Okay?
Beautiful.
All right. That's terrestrial.
Very good.
Saving. I am closing.
I love it.
All right. I'm going to go to getting started for our next scenario. Creating a new avail. Go back to my trusty friends that I love to hate. Did I say that out loud?
No.
For those. All right. Streaming. We're going to talk about streaming. I'm going to just make this, make it September for the moment. Okay. I'll put in an estimate. Why not? Launch view ready for radio. We're all good with all of that. Okay. When that comes up, still doing the same thing. I'm selecting my survey first. The survey
But the
drives.
survey
The survey
is the
drives. The survey drives the station list. So you have to have that first. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Without the market, it doesn't know what stations to display. Okay. Used it. I'm just going to choose one book this time. Add. Hispanic this time. All right. My day parts. Remember, I can do the day parts first, or actually, let's do the other scenario this time. Let me go ahead and choose my station. But this time, I'm doing streaming.
That's where I was going.
Okay. So, it is not immediately listed in this list. What we need to do is go to create combos. That sounds a little counterintuitive, but once we're here, head right down to your list. And go to Houston Streaming.
Oh, wow.
Here they are. So now all I need to do is click OK. And they're down here at the bottom.
Create combos then.
Wait, one more time.
Absolutely.
Scroll down.
Absolutely. I'll show it again. Double click station. Go to create combo. I'm heading down to my list name for Houston. It populates. I click OK. And then they're down here. Correct. So here they are. So I can choose Rama first.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work with the scenario of, I want to build this first, I'm going to do a little customization, and then I want to copy that or clone it to one of the other stations. So let's do that. Double click on my day part. Come in and say, yep, we'll do those. Click OK. I've got 60s at the moment. Let's add a couple 30-second ones. Duplicate it. To the 30s.
It only duplicates what you highlight.
Correct. Okay, and then let's change that to a 15, whatever, from there, all right? Now, once I've got it created, now I can double click, and right back down, and let's add our LTN. So what I did is just double clicked it, bring it to my active list. When I click OK, it copies everything I did from the first station onto the second.
Do it again, please.
Absolutely. I've built it, I'm going to double click,
Gotcha.
all the way down to whichever one you want to add it to, and when I click OK, it duplicates it for me.
Just wonder if we can track it. We could actually do it internally that way.
Okay?
That's the rest.
That's I mean, I get that's a whole different.
Now he has no prices for streaming.
Exactly. That was just what I was gonna bring.
Right.
Notice streaming's not in your rate cards.
Real. So it's just, yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So
Marie, you have time?
don't let them bully you into doing that.
So I'm thinking, fixing the
Okay.
spots over 0.
For those. Now, just like with your terrestrial station, when you're putting in your rates, scheduling your spots, sending it for approval, they do see that for the approval.
And it doesn't give you the ratings either, so that's.
No. Okay? And then you can even put a note in saying, this is streaming
See,
only.
one thing we had, on top standard with you guys, you said you could manage the percentage of the rating
Right.
that you wanted to allocate to a streaming, and we do 15 to 20%. Is there any way that you can allocate this into a schedule?
We can manually put it in, I just tried.
I mean, you can manually put these
And you
in.
can put a rating there?
Yes, put an asterisk on it, so you can put a comment in.
Streaming.
Got it. With a blue.
And then you can put a note in. Yeah. For this, okay?
Okay.
Now, once I have these, I can go ahead and let's just say I'm gonna do $150 down the line, just for simplicity's sake. I can send that over for approval. They see those as RAMA and RLTN. And the approval process is exactly the same.
And, this is just a streaming package, but I
Just.
can combine my
Absolutely.
terrestrial with my
Absolutely.
streaming in the same.
You absolutely can.
Very cool.
For those.
Very, very cool.
Okay. Once it comes back, let's talk about getting that into PDF, to XML. Okay. So here, once I have everything, let's just go ahead and I'll just go ahead and make this a package at the moment. Okay. So bring that over. We see I have 150 units. Okay. Right there. Totals there. To there. There's also totals by week per station and the totals overall. Okay.
At this point, can I change that to like 444 666?
Absolutely.
Yeah, about week.
All the way, like fours all the way across?
No, let's say like the guy wants to run like few at the beginning of the week.
Oh, like here and then change those 2 to 6? Absolutely.
What do you mean by in the week, right?
Yeah, I mean in the week.
Oh, within the week itself?
Yes.
No, not at this point.
No.
That's also an answer request for everybody, not just you guys, for that, of us being able to better handle distribution.
Moving your unit door, where you should see which roof line, doors that is on the also is not adding on.
I noticed that too.
Yeah,
Well,
to the
we
top,
deal
the
with
total is
that.
at the top.
Right here.
Turquoise,
You need a refresh maybe?
What happens also when you set rules and disappears? I know it's in there because I got it back before, but now I can't get it back.
That's a bug we know about, whenever you add spots.
That deception just goes bye-bye.
Yeah, so, but when you refresh, it brings it back to the, I'm not sure that's not doing that. Good catch on that. We'll find out for this. Yes. Okay?
I think I know why. On week 4 and 5, the line Monday to Friday 6, 8, 10, 8, you have 5, 5, 5, 6, 6.
That's okay.
Maybe
That's
that's
just
why.
spot distribution.
No, I'm
Oh.
talking about the total, the
Oh.
amount that Marie was saying.
She was talking about, she's
Oh,
talking about
the
the
rate.
total dollar amount at
The
the top.
dollar amount is not
In that
changing.
amount.
Not multiplying.
So, yeah, so if I do
Taking
that,
the,
average, just doing an average.
It's doing an average, but it's not doing
The total, yeah, averaging, so total.
It is on the week next to the frequency though,
Mm-hmm.
but no.
Right?
39.
We'll look in that, we'll log
The
that. and
total
look
is
into that.
3,950, 39.
Oh, it is over there, yeah, it's totaling over there, Marie.
But it,
Yeah.
overall net
Yeah,
column it
yeah.
is.
but it should
Right.
be,
I guess it just gives you the average there.
It
not
does,
the
it does
total.
what's given, yeah.
And then the total is on that.
Right.
39,
150, okay?
Oh.
So let's talk about getting this into an XML and or PDF,
How do you refresh it though?
okay?
And this applies the same for terrestrial, right?
Correct. Yep, same steps for terrestrial in here. It's the little piece of paper. Okay, when I click that, here we are. So any reports that I've saved as a template, if you like it, will be right here. We've gone beyond the avail stage because I've already created and spent money for that. So let's go to this detail and station detail and summary. Okay. I have the radio button up here showing me just radio. I'm going to leave it with what I have at the moment, but I do want to let you know also that yes, you can control ratings versus impressions, or both, whichever one you want there. But perhaps for your local direct clients, and this also goes for TV, by the way, for that. Right now, with the rates, I'm saying show me all the rates on every day part line and the total. However, you could also say, I just want the total. I don't want to show each individual rate. You have to have those.
Yeah, package.
And you can do the net as well for the both, both together, or?
Yeah.
Okay, for that. Portrait versus landscape, okay?
Can you do that on TV?
Yes, yeah, the same for TV. All right, I'm going to go ahead and preview with what just the options that I have. I'm going to open at the moment, otherwise you do a save as to your H drive. Okay.
Oh, that's how the client will see it, okay.
This is the PDF.
Version, how the client will see it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I said, do not show me the rates on every rate on every line. Just show me the total for RAMA. There's my disclaimer. And signature line.
Is there a way to leave the GRPs off also?
What's that?
Is there a way to leave off GRPs?
I think I did leave off GRPs, yeah.
So this is the PDF version. This is
PDF
how
version.
PDF.
Yeah, you can take it out and maybe ask. No,
Right.
I know on total it says GRPs, I don't need to.
Yeah, no, you can take it out.
There's other versions.
So in here,
You can take out, look at just up there in the settings.
How does the other version look? How does the other version, that's the,
which one?
PDF, what's the option?
Oh, the XML?
XML.
It's a bunch of code.
Oh, okay, that's.
Because that's the universal format for the memory import.
That's the way it is.
But right next to it is the XML.
Here's the rating,
For that, okay? So in the XML, you do have to choose one or both of ratings and impressions. I can do just impressions, that's fine, okay? And then generate that XML, save to your H drive as long as you know where it is to attach to an email.
We had a whole process in
So right here for
Oh,
XML.
right there, yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay. Now, that's the PDF and XML there.
Where is it that it's going to save it? Exactly.
how
You
will
can
you
save
do
it
it?
On your H drive.
On your H
H
drive.
drive.
Mhm. Here's also just the XML button right here if you just need to.
But the
quickly do that.
PDF doesn't have to be saved in our H drive. It can
So
be-
why wouldn't you want to copy of it?
Well, I want to copy, I may want to save it in another drive, is what I'm saying.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking Envision. Envision workflow.
That's your own drive.
You just have to put this in and then say.
Right, right.
So you can send us XML now?
That's
Say-
different places.
So
say
XML
I have
here.
different places I save my CAT scan, use that, send my CAT
And
scan to
then
my.
saving it to whichever drive. Yeah.
I know, that's what I've been doing for 17 years.
But if your computer goes down, it's
Oh,
gone.
right, right,
Each drive
right.
on the network.
But I always did copy.
I think it's good.
Alrighty,
It
so,
just takes it into your.
But it's
Those-
still saved in their system.
No, not if it's on.
Okay.
So once
So-
they click on it, it gets them directed to the.
right here, guys, so let's move on, because I got 20 minutes left.
Okay.
I got a couple more things to cover. So, the steps that I showed for the XML and the PDF works for terrestrial, works for streaming. Yes, you can have the combined in there. Okay, so you can absolutely put both of those on there. When you send over for approval, they will see all stations from that, okay? The other thing is, this also goes for the television part and the radio part, that I'm going to show you here. I'm going to add a digital scheduler. Thing with a digital scheduler, it is just for presentation purposes. It does not go for approval. It doesn't come back for approval. It's just if you want to include it with your presentation.
Which is good, if you want to
Okay.
have 360 proposed.
So, file, new, excuse me, File, new internet view, internet scheduler. Here we are.
Let's get set there.
Nice, video display, text, social.
And that's
Oh,
what
I
it
like
is.
that.
Sweet.
Pull that over.
Podcast.
So here,
Oh, for a
again,
social.
you're going to choose your market,
That's right.
and you can actually type it in here. So, put that. There we are. All right. IDIG stays. That's universal format for Univision. Yes, I have display video text, but I can double click. I have other options right here.
That's cool. That's very cool.
All right. You're filling this in manually. Doesn't go to anyone, doesn't come from anyone. So you're filling this in manually in here. Yes.
I'm following along with you and then trying to do it as well. So I saw that you still clicked Houston Galveston, and I saw that there was a Houston Galveston digital.
I honestly do not know what the
What
differences
those
are.
are? Okay.
What those are.
I just saw that.
For those.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, calendar does have to be set here as well, okay? What did I do? September. So I did September. I mean, it can be different. It doesn't have to completely agree from that. I'll just go ahead and make it agree for here. Okay. Okay. If
And then-
there's something in here you don't want, delete on the keyboard. Highlight, delete. Yeah. So just say, I just want social. That's fine. Okay. If you delete something by accident, I can still double click and bring it back. For you for that. So my ads, let's say 50. My rate, I don't know, 500, 5,000. Not sure what it would be. For that, my guaranteed impressions.
You get nothing off the bankroll.
All right.
So could you back into, any number of impressions, if you put in.
Number of spots.
Number
Oh,
of,
posts.
impressions, so could you back into the impressions by putting in
So using the
a
worksheet?
CPM and a dollar amount?
Say that one more
You
time.
should do it in Excel.
So using the worksheet as well.
Yeah.
Put the formula.
So-
If you can, 'cause that's
So-
what it's, where you put the dollar amount.
Dollar amount is
So
right
if you
here.
put, yeah, so if you
Okay.
put,
Zero.
say you put $50,000 there, and then you put a $10 CPM, would it calculate
Well, so what would you?
That would be so cool.
So
Yeah,
then if you
worksheet.
basically want to
Right.
calculate your number of
Right.
impressions.
Does it
it's
have a
very high,
form?
and then
Right.
it calculates.
Gotcha. So if I did,
Is then you can start playing with it.
so if I did, I want my cost per point at
$10.
$10.
$10.
They won't let you. Okay, so the cost per point is
What about like
derived
the
from.
CPM impressions, the one next to it, and then the
This
impressions?
is just so
The
nice.
next
What would you want me to put there?
CPM, the $10.
$10.
This is your,
that's
this is
not
your
a
impressions.
number.
though.
No, just leave it blank.
So if you put a million impressions. And then you calculate
You have to
Yeah.
put this money.
With the money, to see if you get the
What
CPM.
would be realistic?
it. So a million impressions, put 10,000.
Oh, it did?
Now we change it.
Right,
So-
she was wondering too, if you could put in the cost per thousand.
Oh.
Right, exactly, create into
So it
worksheet.
is that. For that.
What if you change the CPM now? What if you change the
Yeah,
CPM?
we'll do
It won't.
For this, okay? All right, so again, this is only if you want to include it in your presentation. It does not go over for approval, okay? But let me show you how that is incorporated into the PDF.
How does it look? Right.
I'll show you. You got it. Before I do that too, though, if I click on here, notice, hey, it goes away. It doesn't really go away. It's just
What
behind
did you
there.
click on?
I just clicked on the scheduler behind it.
Okay.
Window will let you know the elements that you have within the thing, and you can switch between the two. Okay?
Why do you have the CPM column on the screen?
One's cost per thousand and one's cost per thousand, unrounded. Cost per thousand.
And a round.
Right. Mhm.
If you want to eliminate, you just click on it and eliminate.
Yeah.
Fill your own keyboard. Yep, just like any of the other stats, I can double click, bring in limited, more listed than what you would see otherwise, okay?
Got it.
But I can also highlight and delete on the keyboard if you have something that you don't want.
Got it.
Okay? So head over, right back to our piece of paper. Station details. Notice now I have radio and digital in my tab. Digital, have a few in here as well. Here's where it's a little different when you were adding in the digital part. This also goes true for the television schedule. All right? When I go to preview, it says, hey, you have digital in there. Do you want to show the combined report, or do you just want to show radio, or just TV? You have that option. You could say, no, I want to generate the combined report. Absolutely. Give that a moment. It'll pop up down here as an open, and I can then look at RAMA. There's my RLTN, and there's my digital, my interactive, my internet, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So if you include it as part of the PDF, save that out to H Drive or wherever you know where it is, so you can attach it to an email.
Now, will
if
it
you're
al-
wanting to do that.
Will it always say stream at the top?
That's what I named my avail.
Oh, okay, so.
That's the avail.
Could be anniversary sale, whatever.
Could you what?
Who says you can put anniversary sale, whatever you want.
Well, you can name it whatever.
But the way you have it formatted here, or the in package here has it separated by streaming and.
And then if you just want to send the digital only, that would be the last step. Just show that.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. The digital does not go over in an Excel note. That was the last thing for those. Okay?
Can you go back to the digital?
Absolutely.
So we go. I mean, we looked at is that a million?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and $10,000. Is it 10,000?
That is
The CPM on that is not 500.
450 ad totals.
There's something quite funky about the math. So 10,000 and a million impressions is a $10 CPM, which is why I gave you those numbers. But I'm seeing an increase in CPM. Oh, you put it under social, I mean, social's not really sold on impressions, it's not on views, but even so. If you have a lot of it,
So having a million impressions, is that what it is?
So a million impressions, if you have $10,000. It's $10. It's a $10 CPM, but that's not showing. It's showing,
For for 100 ads.
You want
But it's not it, it's
It's not
impressions.
ads, it's impressions, so you have a million impressions, and you have $10,000. So you put in your $10,000, and you put in a million impressions, that should be a $10 CPM.
What is-
Because it's not sold on ads, I think that's what's throwing it.
Yeah, that's what I was about
Right,
to
it's
say.
throwing it.
The
Maybe.
ad total needs to be a million.
It's not a
Not
million, it's
100.
not a million ads, no impressions are different.
I know that's the way it's
Okay.
computed.
We'll look at that in overlap, so I want to get through here for that. Okay. For those. So, we've done terrestrial, we've done streaming only. Yes, you can have it combined if you want. We've added the digital scheduler. If you're wanting to add that into your presentation, just keep in mind the digital scheduler does not go over for approval for that. If you're wanting to let them know that you're including that, you can put that in the notes. So whenever I go for approval, you can come in and say digital included, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever you need to vote to let them know it's in there and I'm brought up into there. Okay, and then when I send for approval, they see those, you guys see those notes at the top. All right. How we doing?
Good.
A lot of information this afternoon. We're going to combine them, but before that, we're going to also do radio research. I see a lot of similarities with television, so manipulating the reports
To get to the information.
Exactly. Well, that and then also manipulating the information too. It's really nice that it is consistent through there. Double clicking, right mouse clicking, depending on. We'll look at those. Okay. Any immediate questions? Open labs today are from 3 to 5.
I have a quick one.
Sure.
That's on the schedule that disappeared. How do you refresh it? When you said if you hit refresh, it'll come back.
Oh, the button right here on the second row of icons, the refresh rates.
Refresh rates? But this is not rates, it's like a whole section.
You're talking about these right here.
No, on ours, South hadn't happened also, we had a whole section.
I had it.
Right, and it just totally disappeared on us.
Oh,
And it won't let us bring it back. I tried that, first time I was able to do it, this time it's not letting me do anything. Now it came back.
You just
I just
press
did that,
there
it
you
wasn't, it
go.
wasn't.
The horizontal scrolls.
It wasn't, it had to reset itself, I guess.
Right.
We
So
both tried.
remember each section has the horizontal scroll on it as well.
A few minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Right, if, I know, it's great, and that's the thing with it, trying to,
That would be the.
so, on the laptop for that,
Oh.
so.
The dirty
Okay.
ones kind?
Nice.
You have to do it all. Two first.
All right. Justin, Shell, you have anything, closing remarks at the moment? It's a lot, guys, I know it's a lot, and we're throwing a lot at you. It's good practice. Send all the avail before Marie goes on vacation.
Oh, no. Oh, do it, you.
Okay.
Miss you back.
All right, so for today, we're starting research in 10 minutes. Little break,
10 minutes.
little break.
Sorry.
Lunch is at 1.
Working at one.
You're like, what?
Yeah, lunch is at 1 o'clock today. Yeah, for that. All right? See you in, hi, Kim.
10 minutes,
All right, see you in 10 minutes for radio research.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. Yes, it is 8 minutes now. Because I don't shut up.
Because 8 really means 15.